Can we start once again? So now we'll do the balance part of consolidation. ठीक है? So let's understand what are the balance part. So we have done first concept number one. What was the concept number one? Calculation of goodwill or gain on bargain purchase as per Ind AS 103. This you have understood? Any doubt in this? No doubt. One by one I will cover all other parts. ठीक है ना? Now whatever this PDF ना, my class notes I will send in PDF. Correct now? That I will give you. So that you can refer. So there is no need to write down. There is no need to write down. I will also give you all the questions, question also with solution what I have done in class. So that you can match with what? My concepts. ठीक है? Then concept number 2, we said keep calculate INA by using which approach? Equity approach. Equity approach means equity plus reserve and surplus. This also you have understood? Yes, sir. Now concept number 2 I have also done. Concept number 3, time adjustment. Time adjustment also you have understood. Ki whenever the date of acquisition is not at the beginning of the year, then always we need to apply time adjustment on the assumption that profit has been earned evenly throughout the year. Which profit? Net profit, not profit after dividend. That also you have understood. ठीक है ना? Then concept number 4, dividend declared and paid by subsidiary company. So dividend declared and paid by subsidiary company will in SONA, in statement of net asset, will be added back to find out what? Net profit. Then will be reduced from what? Post profit if it is paid after acquisition. If it is paid before acquisition, then will be reduced from pre. The question is silent, always deduct from post. But question will not be silent for this point. This also you have understood. Correct? Bolo. Then concept number 5 is not required because no question of this nature in ICAI book. ठीक है ना? Hence I am not taking. Concept number 6 you have understood fair value adjustment of assets and liability on the date of acquisition. So whenever we use equity approach, then we need to add fair value gain or loss on the date of acquisition to find out fair value of INA. And we need to also do adjustment for post period regarding depreciation, etc., sale of inventory. That also you have understood. Correct? This also we have done fair value of INA on the date of acquisition. Any doubt about this? Bolo. Any doubt about this? बोलना रे. No doubt? Correct. So this also we have understood. Yes, sir. Then fair value adjustment we have understood. I think nothing to inform you now much about this. Then cancellation of intercompany debt due to transaction between parent company and subsidiary company. So there might be some transaction between parent company and subsidiary company which will result in what? Some receivable and payable in both books. Correct? So while consolidating we need to eliminate it. Very simple journal entry. Trade payable to trade receivable means payable will decrease and receivable will decrease. Means payable of one company will be receivable of other company. ठीक है? If there is any difference between the amount of this, so that is considered as check in transit. Means it might happen one company has issued check but not received by other entity. So other entity has not passed the journal entry. So that result in some difference. So any difference if it is coming in the amount, so that will be considered as what? Check in transit. And that check in transit will be shown under cash and cash equivalent. Means suppose this is 2000 and this is 4000. Means one company has issued check but not received by other entity. So difference will be considered check in transit and that will be 2000. Understood? Correct? No difference. So thank you very much. For cancellation of mutual acceptance means receivable, bills receivable and payable. So any bills receivable is bill drawn to subsidiary company or bill accepted from subsidiary company. So it will be bills receivable of one company and bills payable of another company. So that need to be also cancelled. That need to be also cancelled. So that will be cancelled to the extent of bill which is not discounted. You know, drawer will discount the bill. So suppose parent company is what? Parent company is drawer. So out of total bill 1 lakh, they have discounted 20,000. Correct? But no journal entry will be done in the books of subsidiary company for discounting. That you know. So in their books, bills payable will be how much? 1 lakh. So we'll cancel to the extent of 80,000 only. 20,000 will remain in balance sheet as liability. As liability. So bills receivable, we will how much reduce? 80,000, and bills payable how much we reduce? 80,000. 20,000 will remain in balance sheet as liability only. Correct? This also you have understood. Then concept number 8 is what? Cancel. These are very small concept. The major concept I have done. The main concept. Now they might give some stock. Means suppose goods are sold by parent company to subsidiary company at profit. So the stock of subsidiary company include profit of what? Parent company. So that need to be also eliminated. That need to be also eliminated. Similarly, goods can be sold by subsidiary to parent. So that parent company stock will include profit of subsidiary company. So that need to be also eliminated. So there are two type of transaction we say. One is downstream transaction, means from parent to subsidiary. Parent to subsidiary. So it means stock of subsidiary include profit of parent company, correct? So profit of parent means, can I say profit and loss of parent company means retained earning of parent company. So what we'll do? We'll pass one journal entry, profit and loss of parent company to what? Stock. Means profit of parent company will decrease and stock in balance sheet will decrease. Stock in balance sheet will decrease. When it is upstream transaction, means from subsidiary to parent, means stock of parent company include profit of subsidiary company. Now profit of subsidiary means two part. One is it has some share of parent company, it has some share of NCI. Correct? Whenever we talk about profit of subsidiary company, means has two share. One is share of parent company, one is share of NCI. Therefore we can pass one journal entry like this. What is journal entry? Key profit and loss account means retained earning of parent company. NCI account debit to what? To stock. To stock. So this is PL. When I am saying PL, PL means this is retained earning of which company? Retained earning of parent company. Are you getting? So it will be adjusted in other equity directly. Other equity directly. Correct? So what journal entry you are doing? With the share of parent company, profit of parent company will decrease. With the share of NCI, NCI will decrease. Understood? This journal entry will do. Very simple. Understood. Correct? This also you have understood. Any doubt? No doubt. ठीक है? Correct. Then bonus here, this will not be asked in exam. छोड़ दो because no question of this nature in SM. ठीक है? No question of this nature in institute book. So I know they will not ask. Now proposed dividend by both the company. So can you say proposed dividend is now not accounted? Proposed dividend is now not accounted. So if any proposal has been done about dividend and given as an additional information, ignore it completely. Ignore it completely. So no adjustment entry for proposed dividend. So proposed dividend, no journal entry is required in CFS. So they said ki as limited proposed dividend. Thank you very much. Bye bye. Correct? No adjustment. Correct. क्या लग रहा है? Complicate? हाँ? Complicate? What is it? कुछ है चैप्टर में दम नहीं, हम किसी से कम नहीं. करेक्ट ना? यू नो हिंदी? तो चैप्टर में दम नहीं, हम किसी से कम नहीं. Huh? Hmm? Separate entity. अच्छा ट्रांस you don't know हिंदी. अच्छा चैप्टर में चैप्टर इज वेरी इजी एंड वी आर सुपर पावर. करेक्ट. इसका हिंदी इंग्लिश में मजा नहीं आएगा. इट इज लोकल लैंग्वेज. फॉर एग्जाम्पल इफ यू से तेलुगु तो इट इज बेटर. आई से हिंदी तो इट इज बेटर. इंग्लिश वर्ड फॉरेन लैंग्वेज. आई हैव नेवर अंडरस्टूड व्हाई वी यूज इंग्लिश. बेटर वी शुड यूज तेलुगु. Means I should learn Telugu and teach in Telugu. Correct now. In India, I should learn Hindi and learn in Hindi. Either of these two. Why English? I have never understood. They're not our language only. You know, China become powerful because they have not accepted English. You know, if you want to do any business with Chinese people, they say learn Chinese and come. We will not learn your language. Understood? China was one time just like India one day. China and India were same category in 1970s 80s. But China is now China. India is India now because of many corruption. India's government and people also what like that only. Chalna theek hai. We are also like that. चलो ये भी 50. Up to this, any doubt? Then, dividend received by parent company. Now, dividend received by parent company, very simple, just try to understand. This is also one doubt, कि as per AS 13, means doubt happens from AS 13 only. As per AS 13 used to say, कि any dividend received, if it is of pre-acquisition nature, it will be deducted from cost price of investment, and any post-acquisition dividend will be transferred to BL. This AS 13 used to say, but nothing has been given in India's like this. This investment in associate subsidiaries joint venture is regulated by India's 27, and India's 27 says dividend received from subsidiaries, joint venture, associate of whatever nature will be transferred to PL. Will be transferred to PL. Correct now? Will be transferred to PL. Means it will never be deducted from. It will never be deducted from cost price of investment. It will never be deducted from cost price of investment. So in last question, one point was given. कि dividend received was credited to retain earning of parent company. So that was correct only. It will be transferred to PL. So any adjustment required? No adjustment required. So I will say that was simple point. Dividend has been credited to what? PL. Means if in exam they say like this, dividend has been, the pre-acquisition dividend has been deducted from investment. That is wrong. So we need to correct it, but they will not give this type of adjustment. So if they say dividend has been credited to PL, it is correct or wrong? Correct. So any adjustment required? No adjustment required. Understood? Correct. So dividend received by parent company as per India's 27 separate financial statement, entities have recognized dividend from its subsidiary company, joint venture associate in its PL when right to receive dividend is established. Means when it is declared. When it is declared. Correct. Understood. Then I give explanation. I am purely saying from examination point of view. In class, I say many things. Chalo. This also you have understood. Correct? Any doubt? Then NCI, non-controlling interest. Non-controlling interest. So NCI is initially measured at what? As per India's 103. Initially measured as per India's 103, either by fair value method or by Pasina method. Pasina means what? Proportionate share in INA method. So NCL measured at each reporting date as per Ind AS 110. At each reporting date as per Ind AS 110. So that will be initial value of NCI on the date of acquisition plus share of PL means which PL? Post PL, pre PL. So share of PL plus minus share of OCI also. If there is any other comprehensive income, that will be also transferred. But share of means whatever share of NCI is there. So that will be transferred. That will become carrying amount of NCI on which date? On reporting date. That only we have done. Simple. Understood? No doubt. Now question is that whether NCI can be negative. Yes, NCI can have negative balance. However, AS21 is to say NCI cannot have negative balance. But now Ind AS 110 says NCI can have negative balance if share of loss is more than carrying amount. If share of loss is more than carrying amount. So NCI can have negative balance. There is one question given in study matter that I am expecting. This is question number 25 as per my book. As per SM, this is what? Different question, correct? So that question you will understand very easy. So that can have what? Negative balance. So you can see we have done negative balance. Will increase negative, correct? So that only you need to plus and minus profit. But then also expected this question. Super easy, then also expected. Correct? Understood that you can understand? Yes sir, we can understand. Now, थोड़ा सा conceptual बात है. Everyone just try to understand. Now there are two methods. One is fair value method, one is Pasina method. Whenever we say fair value method, so we calculate full goodwill. Full goodwill means 100% goodwill. And whenever we adopt Pasina method, so because we have used proportionate share in INA, so goodwill will be proportionate, partial. And that partial means only share of parent company. So when I am use this method, कि purchase consideration minus fair value of NCI minus fair value of INA, so whatever goodwill will be there, this will be 100% goodwill. So we call it what? Full goodwill. Means this goodwill represents some share of parent company and some share of NCI. Means if it is 80%, this is 20%. So 80% belong to what? Parent company and 20% belong to NCI. But when I am saying Pasina method, कि this is to at fair value, but Pasina is NCI is at Pasina method, then whatever goodwill come, that will be what? Partial goodwill. Partial goodwill means only share of what? Parent company. So this will be what? Only 80%. Suppose, correct? So whenever fair value method, 100% goodwill. Whenever Pasina method, so it only represents share of parent company. So we call it what? Partial goodwill. Means can I say in this way, कि NCI on the date of consolidation, NCI on the date of consolidation, when measured at fair value, that is full goodwill. If NCI is measured at fair value, then NCI will be equal to INA on the date of consolidation plus full goodwill into share of NCI. Means NCI will represent INA plus goodwill, INA plus goodwill, INA on the date of consolidation plus full goodwill, because that goodwill also represents some share of what? NCI. But if it is Pasina method, then NCI will be only proportionate share of INA excluding goodwill. NCI will represent only proportionate share of INA excluding goodwill, because that goodwill does not have any share of NCI. Understood what I am saying? Means, suppose total asset is 10 lakh. Total liability is 2 lakh. And if I say goodwill is equal to 2 lakh, if it is full goodwill, so we'll say what? Total net asset is 10 lakh and we'll say 20% is NCI. But if this goodwill is partial goodwill, then we'll say 10 lakh minus 2 lakh, 8 lakh. 8 lakh will not deduct what? Goodwill. And this 8 lakh cut 20% is what? NCI. Because if I am saying this goodwill is what? Partial, so it does not have any share of what? NCI. This 80% represent what? Only parent company. Understood? So can I say in case of full goodwill, we can calculate NCI as a proportionate share of total net asset. When I am saying total net asset means including what? Goodwill. But whenever it is Pasina, so NCI will be equal to proportionate share of net asset, but excluding what? Goodwill. This point you understood? Yes, sir. We understood. Because of that reason, one concept is there, impairment of goodwill. Now, if there is an impairment goodwill, so that will be based on full goodwill and partial goodwill. So if you have calculated full goodwill, means fair value method, so impairment loss will be attributable to both the party, both parent company and NCI. Both parent company and NCI. Therefore, your journal entry will be CPL. CPL means consolidated PL. Means retained earning also I can write down. CPL account debit, NCI account debit to what? Goodwill. Understood? Means impairment loss will be allocated to both the party, parent company and NCI. The loss borne by parent company will be reduced from retained earning and loss borne by NCI will be reduced from their NCI balance. This is an entry. But if NCI is measured at Pasina, then entire impairment loss belong to what? Parent company. Then your journal entry what? Parent company PL means CPL or retained earning account debit to goodwill. Understood? This is also important. They can ask this type of question. They may give impairment loss of goodwill. So you need to understand whether we have calculated full goodwill or partial goodwill. Means whether we have adopted fair value method or Pasina method. Understood? Easy. Means this is now, once you have understood that one concept, now whatever. Now all basic adjustment which can be done separately. Are you able to understand? If you have understood, you can do it. Correct? Then this also you have understood. Step acquisition. Step acquisition means what? Ki we are acquiring shares in stepwise and eventually we obtain control. Eventually we obtain control. Means first we acquire 10%, then we acquire 20%, then we acquire 30%. So can you say this is the date of acquisition when control is obtained? Means 103 is applicable on this. Means goodwill will be calculated on this date. Correct? So only slight changes in the formula. Now formula will be what? Fair value of consideration paid for 30% we have paid. To acquire control we acquire 30% now. But already we have how much? 30%. So that was investment in my balance sheet, separate balance sheet. Investment in equity shares. So now we write down fair value of previously held equity interest. So 30% we were holding, that will also come at fair value. Fair value means what? Number of shares multiplied by fair value per share. That will be given in the question. That will be given in the question. So fair value of consideration paid plus fair value of previously held equity interest plus fair value of NCI or Pasina of NCI, now you know, or Pasina of NCI minus fair value of INA. Super easy. Means what? Jana entry will pass. Jana entry will throw a change. INA account debit at fair value to NCI to cash or bank consideration paid to investment. Means can I say investment will close? Investment account will be closed now. Correct? But investment is coming at carrying amount in our balance sheet. Investment is coming at carrying amount. If you are writing carrying amount, so any difference between carrying amount and fair value will be gain or loss on remeasurement of what? Investment. ठीक है ना? Suppose carrying amount is 100 and fair value become 220. So how much gain? How much gain? 120. So we write down 2 gain on remeasurement. How much? 120. And this gain on remeasurement will be transferred to either PL or OCI as the case may be. Means if investment was previously measured FBTPL, so it will be transferred to PL. If investment was previously measured at FBTOCI, so it will be transferred to OCI. If question is silent and transferred to what? PL. Understood? And the difference will be what? Goodwill or gain on bargain purchase. Simple. Very simple. इसमें क्या बताना बताओ? Step acquisition done. Any difficulty? Sometime they have not. Suppose they will not give what? Suppose they have not given what? Fair value of previously held equity interest. Then we'll assume this fair value is proportionately equal to this fair value. Are you getting? So from examination point of view, what is the fair value of this 30% will be proportionately equal to fair value of this investment. So because this is 30%, 30% same amount will come. If fair value is not given in the question, we can't take carrying amount. Can you take carrying amount? No. So you need to assume that fair value of consideration paid for per share will be same fair value for what? Investment. But it can be different also. It can be different if given in the question. If given in the question. Whatever given in the question that you take, if not given, then proportionate. Understood? Easy. Bolo. Any doubt? Any doubt? Bolo. No doubt. Something is missing. My lecture number 54 gone where? Chalo. This much you understood? Correct? Means once you understand initial concept, which I have taken time, the balance concepts are very easy, but now questions need to be done of SM. I am just giving a concept and you need to practice. Once you do all the question of SM, it will be very easy. Believe me, consolidation is very easy chapter. I will say business combination is thoda sa tricky. Only business combination. Correct? However, this chapter starting point is what? Business combination only. Chalo, one concept is missing. I need to teach you separately. This much you understood? Now, the next concept is what? This will be given in the notes with whatever I will send. Nothing to write down. Changes in proportion of NCI. Changes in proportion of NCI. Okay? Means just try to understand. We have done 10%, then 20%, then 30%. Just try to understand what I am saying. 10%, 20%, 30%. Okay? Now, suppose this is 25%. 20% only. Means we acquired another. Means if I say cumulative investment will be 10%, then 30%, then 60% cumulative investment. Now, in SFS, for 10% to we apply 109. 109 because this is not investment in associate, joint venture or subsidiaries. But once it becomes 30%, it becomes associate. Because associate means if you are holding more than 20% share. In a simple way, if I say 20% or more than 20%, means now it becomes associate. So for investment in associate, in SFS we apply T7. we don't apply 109. And 27 says at cost. 27 says investment will recognize at cost. This is something more also, but I am not dealing with that point because in exam it will be always cost. Correct? So 109 says FBTP or FBTOCI, but 27 says cost. Understood? Now here it becomes subsidiaries. So in SFS once again 27 is applicable. 27 is applicable. So investment in associate and subsidiaries in separate financial statement, which Ind AS is applicable? 27. But investment in other entity which is not associate, subsidiary, joint venture, Ind AS 109 will be applicable. That we have done. Okay. In CFS, for this 109 is applicable. For example, we are holding 10% investment of other entity and I am preparing CFS only. So in 109 will be only applicable. But once it become associate, 28 is applicable in CFS. Understood? And once it become subsidiaries, then 103 and 110 is applicable. 103 and 110 is applicable. This much you understood? So right now we have done step acquisition, we have understood step acquisition. So when I am saying 103, so we have done as per step acquisition. Now what after that whatever you are doing, that is 110. Consolidation method is given under 110. Correct. Now just try to understand. Now once again we purchase plus 10% and it becomes 70%. And after some time we did 15 minus 15% sale disposed of. So it become how much? 70 minus 15. 70 minus 15. What? 55%. Correct. So can you see this is what? Further acquisition of shares after obtaining control. So bata, whether further acquisition of shares will increase control. Whether control will be increased? No, control is always 100% once we acquire. So can you say further acquisition of shares will not increase control. But ownership will change now. Ownership percentage change. Similarly, this disposal of share, you can see this does not result in loss of control. 55% still we are having control. So can I say after obtaining control, there might be further acquisition of shares or there might be disposal of shares which do not result in what? Loss of control. But ownership ratio will change. Means now, can I say non-controlling interest will change? Means on this date NCI was 40%. But on this date NCI will be how much? 30%. And on this date NCI will be what? 45%. Bolo yes or no? Correct. So can I say this is nothing but changes in proportion of NCI? This is changes in proportion of NCI. So can I say whenever we acquire shares, so NCI will decrease. Because from 40 it becomes 30. Whenever we acquire shares, so NCI will decrease. And whenever we sell shares, so NCI will increase. Therefore, in CFS, what journal entry will pass? For this what journal entry? NCI account debit to cash. For this what journal entry? Cash account debit to what? NCI. Bas, khatam. Means it will not affect anything. Only two items it will affect, cash and NCI. Bola yes or no? Means it will not affect other than this in CBS. In CBS. Are you getting what I am saying? Okay. Cash means what? This cash is consideration paid. This cash is consideration received. Now question is what will be NCI? So NCI will be what? NCI will be what? If full goodwill. If partial goodwill. Understood what I am saying? Full goodwill, partial goodwill. Means if you have adopted fair value method to full goodwill. If you have adopted Pasina method to partial goodwill. Are we able to understand what I am saying? Bolna rahe. So, in case of full goodwill, you will do net asset including goodwill. बोलो या सुनो. Including goodwill. In case of partial goodwill, it will be net asset. Excluding goodwill. बोलो या सुनो. Are we able to? Because NCI will not include any share of goodwill in case of partial goodwill. This point, are you able to understand what I am saying? अरे बोलना रे. तो बोलो yes, yes. Then only I will understand you are understanding. Otherwise, how will understand you are understanding? बोलते जाओ yes, yes, yes. In class, तो I do questions now. Here I am explaining. So I need to understand whether you are understanding or not. If you are saying no, 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 so I will once again explain. Once again, what I am saying. Have you understood this plus 10% minus 15%? So this will result in changes. This will result in change in what? Proportion of NCI. Whenever we acquire shares, it will decrease NCI. Therefore, my journal entry is what? NCI account debit to cash. NCI is decreasing. Whenever we sell share, dispose of shares, so NCI will increase. Tomorrow journal entry, cash account debit to NCI. So cash to consideration receive or consideration paid, that will be given in the question. NCI with what amount? So NCI, for that we need to understand whether you have adopted full fair value method or Pasina method. Fair value method to full goodwill, Pasina method to partial goodwill. So fair value method to net asset will be including goodwill. Pasina method partial goodwill means what? Net asset will be excluding goodwill. To find out proportionate amount of NCI. To find out proportionate amount of NCI. Are you able to understand what I am saying? So can I say, if this become what? If I am saying 40 become 30 means 10% changes what? So this will be total into 10%. This will be total into 15% and this value will come and the difference in the above journal entry will be transferred to other equity. Not to PL, it will be transferred to other equity. This is the case. Understood? Correct? So it is very changes in proportion of NCI. So you need to find out how much proportionate NCI is increasing or decreasing. So you need to find out total asset including goodwill in case of full goodwill. You need to find out total asset excluding goodwill in case of partial goodwill. Only this much. On the date of change. On the date of change. Not on the date of acquisition. Huh? On the date of change. Understood? This will be given the question. There are 3-4 questions given. You can understand. You can understand. Or sometimes the net asset is not given. So they will give NCI before this. So suppose NCI is equal to everyone. NCI they have given 1 lakh. So can I say NCI represent 40% means? If they have given NCI for 1 lakh before change. So it means NCI was 40%. So if NCI was 40%, how much 10%? So you can do into 10 by 40. We can do in this way also. Sometimes total net asset is not given. So from NCI only we can calculate. So if NCI was 40%, how much is 10% now? That will be proportionate change. Correct? Very easy. This also you have understood. Loss of control. Loss of control. Loss of control means what? So if I have said that we have acquired 60%, now we have sold 40% shares. So once we have sold 40%, so automatically control lost. Or if I sold 60%, then also control lost. Means loss of control can be due to 2 reasons. Either due to full disposal of shares or due to partial disposal of shares. Whenever partial disposal of shares, some investment will be retained and that investment retained can be either investment in associate now or it will be investment in other entity. Means either we are holding 25% share, so it become associate. Or now if I am holding only 10% or 5%, this is other entity. So if it is associate, in SFS we will apply 27. And in CFS we applied 28. 28 I teach after this. Correct? Understood? Other entity to in CFS as well both will apply what? 109. Correct? But what will be generative loss of control? Very simple. Can I say we need to eliminate all the net asset of subsidiary company now? So when we acquired control, we incorporate all assets. Now if there is a loss of control, so we'll delete all the assets and liability of subsidiary company. So what will be journal entry? Can I say bank account debit with fair value of consideration received because we have sold, so we have received something. Okay. Understood. Can I say NCI will be also eliminated? NCI was having credit balance, now it will be eliminated full. Now no NCI. This will be with carrying amount on the date of disposal. Carrying amount in CFS. Carrying amount in CFS. Correct? Correct. And can I say we need to eliminate, yeah, we need to also recognize investment which has been retained. This recognize that fair value on the date of acquisition. Fair value on the date of acquisition. Understood? This will recognize that fair value on the date of acquisition. Correct? Whatever fair value of shares is there. Then we need to eliminate all INA. INA add carrying amount on the date of what? Disposal. Then to goodwill. Goodwill will be also eliminated. Add carrying amount on the date of disposal. Any difference of this journal entry will be gain or loss. This will be gain, this will loss. And this gain or loss will be transferred to PL. This gain or loss will be transferred to PL. Super easy. Any doubt? This journal entry into pass on the date of what? Disposal which result in loss of control. Which result in loss of. There are some small questions given. Once you do, you will understand. Okay. Understood this point? But can I say this gain or loss are of two types. One is gain or loss on remeasurement of investment. Gain or loss on remeasurement of investment. One is gain or loss on disposal of shares. Because you have remeasured investment fair value, so there will be some gain or loss on remeasurement of investment also. So that you need to segregate. If they ask in exam, so you need to segregate this gain. So this is the formula to segregate. Remeasurement gain or loss of investment retained. Gain or loss on sale of subsidiary. So there are two gain or loss. Understood this point? So this is the formula. Once you read, you will understand what I have done. Can I say fair value of investment retained minus proportionate carrying amount of net asset of subsidiary company. Proportionate net amount. So suppose 20% retained and INA is what? Total as a 2 lakh. So 2 lakh ka 20% will do. That represent investment retained. That represent investment retained. Okay. Gain or loss on sale of subsidiary. Consideration received on sale minus proportionate carrying amount of net asset of subsidiary company. Correct? So suppose you have sold 60%. So 60% net asset will be deducted. The difference will be either gain or loss. Both gain or loss is transferred to PL. Both gain or loss is transferred to PL. So in exam they may ask you to calculate both separately. So you need to use this formula to find out both separate. 2, 4, 5 questions has been given in SM of this nature. You can do it. Are you able to understand? Bolo. I'm just covering all the points so that now once you start doing SM question, you will not find any difficulty. Then one concept is chain holding. The chain holding required detailed discussion. What do you think? I should discuss or not discuss? But in this what happened? Sunna. Suggested answer is given wrong. ठीक है ना? But what I feel कि in this particular question I have written letter to Board of Studies, but no answer has been given to me. I said correct the answer, but they are not correcting it. Means other changes, whatever I have said, they have corrected at some point of time. There are many mistakes in the study matter initially issued. So what they have done, the question which they have not understood, they have deleted that question only. And what mistake they have understood, they have corrected it. In this also there was some mistake initially. They first initially deleted it, then once again introduced, but once again with some mistake. Once again I have written letter, but they are not responding. Because they have said, now one we have done correction, now one will not do once again a correction. So now, in this you need to follow suggested answer only from my point of view. Because if I will say my answer and they are not correcting it, तो थोड़ा दिक्कत है. Because in exam, they will give marks as well. So I will teach you as per suggested answer. Even though if I am not able to explain you. Because wrong, how can I explain you? Can I explain? अरे बोल ना रे. Can I explain wrong? No. So what is chain holding? I will take one question of what? Of one question I will take, from that I will explain the entire chain holding. ठीक है ना? Understood? Chain holding means what? A, B, C. A control B, B control C. Chain. Chain understood? So if A control B, B control C, so A also control what? C. Means if this is father, father control child, and grandfather control father, so grandfather will also control what? Child. It is not possible that grandfather is not able to control what? Child. If father is not able to control child, so what grandfather will do? Grandmother will say, bye bye, how can I control your child? Correct now? So it is chain holding. If I am controlling you, you are controlling someone, so I control that party also. Through you. Through you. So this is chain holding. So in this, we are not talking about B, we are talking about A. A need to prepare CFS with B and C. If B need to prepare CFS with C, that too we have understood now. Means if I say remove A, so B is a parent company of C. So BFS, that is the normal consolidation, whatever we were doing. But here A, if A is preparing consolidation, so I need to consolidate B as well as what? C. Correct? So थोड़ा interesting point हो गया. So for this, what I will do without explaining anything, let us take one question. Can we do fast? You will understand whatever I will do. Only whatever is wrong that I will do, you will also not understand, and I will not be able to explain you. But I will say yaad kar lo, and you are good in mugging up. Correct na? Can we do that? Bolo, chalo. Sometime we need to do from examination point of view also. You want me to do SM question only? You have the book. I will take SM question only, study matter question. I will not take my question. So that you can compare the answer. Otherwise, you will not be able to compare the answer. So SM question. Illustration SM, which is volume number 5. Volume number 5. Page number 17.96. Illustration number 29. SM. ICI. ठीक है? अच्छा, you don't have now. I also don't have. You? WhatsApp. You have the soft copy. Group में कर दे. In WhatsApp group. You have WhatsApp? So she's sending in WhatsApp. Okay. WhatsApp. You send me. Chalo. Chalo. Illustration number 29 of Institute Study Material. Prepare the consolidated balance sheet as on 31st March 2002 of group company comprising P Limited, S Limited, SS Limited. Their balance sheet is given below. You can see investment is what? In P Limited invested 16 lakh shares in S Limited and for 12 lakh shares in SS Limited, correct? Then they have given current asset, inventory, financial asset, they have given equity share capital, etc. The following additional information is available. P Limited hold 80% shares in S Limited and S Limited holds 75% shares in SS Limited. Their holding were acquired on 30th September. Means for both companies, the date of acquisition are same. Correct? The business activities of all the company are not seasonal in nature and therefore it can be assumed that profit are earned evenly throughout the year. Understood why they have given this point? Correct, for time adjustment. For time adjustment. On 1st April 2001, the following balance stood in the books of S Limited and SS Limited. So they have given reserve and surplus information that also we want. Now you know for INA. The rupees 10 lakh included in the inventory figure of S Limited is inventory which has been purchased from SS Limited at a cost plus 25%. So it means SS Limited has sold to what? S Limited. SS Limited has sold to S Limited. It means it is a profit of which company? SS Limited and stock of S Limited. The profit of SS Limited, stock of S Limited. The parent company has adopted accounting policy to measure NCI at fair value quoted market price applying Ind AS 103. Assume market price of S Limited and S Limited are of same as face value. Well, market price and face value are same. Then they have given what? Answer. Correct. Can we start? Chalo. So first we'll prepare SONA of what? No, first we'll identify NCI, non-controlling interest. So write down NCI in S will be 100 minus 100% minus what? Bolo? You have the questions now. How much? How much? 80%? That is 20%. Correct? But NCI in SS will be what? Can I say 100% minus? Can I say in SS how much S holds? 75%. But we are doing consolidation from whose point of view? From P Limited point of view. So from P Limited point of view, what will be NCI that we need to calculate? So we'll do what? 80% of what? 75%. 80% of 75%. Means in 75%, how much share of what? P Limited. That is 80%. That is 80%. So this will come how much? 100 minus 60. So that will come how much? 40%. So 40% is NCI in what? SS Limited. 40% NCI in SS Limited. This is one critical point. Understood this point? Correct. Means if you have taken 25%, तो wrong हो जाएगा. So it is 100 minus 80% of 75%. Then working note number 2 will prepare SONA of what? SS. SONA of SS. Correct. Understood. तो we'll do date of acquisition, date of consolidation and post period. Date of, understood, date of acquisition, date of consolidation and post period, correct? Understood. So because they have given two retained earning, two reserve and surplus, so in post we can prepare two column. One is for reserve, one is for retained earnings, so that we can understand how much will be transferred to reserve, how much will be transferred to retained earning. Correct? Understood? So batao. We write down first equity share capital. Equity share capital on the date of balance sheet, how much given? It is given how much for SS. Equity share capital how much? 320. So 320 without any changes, without any changes. Then we write down the reserve. So reserve how much given in the balance sheet? 80. And how much given opening reserve? 60. Once again, this is 60 not on the date of acquisition. This 60 is at the beginning of the year, because date of the acquisition is what? 30th September. 30th September. Post is how many month? 6 months. Post is how many months? 6 months. It means we need to apply time adjustment for how many months? 6 months. Time adjustment for how many months? 6 months. Understood this point? Are you able to understand this point? Yes, sir. But difference is coming how much? 20. So we write down reserve may 20, nothing in retained earning. Then retained earning how much? Retained earning is what? How much? Opening is 30 and closing they have given balance is 60. So difference is what? 30. Understood? This point understood? So this become what? 320 plus 60 plus 30. How much? 410. 20, 30. And this become how much? 460. Now there is no dividend given in the question. Thank you very much. If dividend not given, so can I say this is only what? Net profit. There is no dividend in the question. Thank you very much. So we'll apply plus minus time adjustment. For how many months? 6 months. So this will be transferred how much to pre? 6 months will be transferred. Correct? So this will be 10 minus. This will be 15 minus 6 months. 6 by 12. So this will add 25. Add 25. Correct? So can I say now it become what? Adjusted with on the date of acquisition. Now whatever net asset is there, that is on the date of acquisition. This we can do as a separate working note also. As a separate working note also. But to save time we can do here only. To save time in exam. Correct. So this become what? 410 plus 25 how much? 435. This is 10, this is 15. Correct. Understood. This is how much? 460. Correct. Understood. Nothing. And there is no dividend paid, and there is no fair value adjustment also. There is no fair value of INA adjustment. So we'll assume carrying amount is equal to what? Fair value. So super easy question. Lollipop question, I will say this too. And this question, if asked, will you say complicate? Nothing. But there is one URP. URP means unrealized profit. So can I say SS Limited has sold goods to whom? S Limited. So it means stock of S include profit of. So that profit need to be eliminated. So we'll do minus URP. Minus URP. From this profit we'll do URP minus unrealized profit. So how much profit? They have said at cost plus 25%. Cost plus 25% means 25% of cost. Means 1/4 of cost. Means 1/5 of sale. So we'll do 10 lakh into 1 by 5. 10 lakh into 1 by 5 is the profit. Correct now? 10 lakh means, you know now that cost and sales. So 10 lakh is the sale price. So we'll apply profit margin based on sales. So 1 by 5 how much coming? 2 lakh. So 2 lakh will be deducted from PL. Retained earning. 2 lakh will be deducted from retained earning. It will be also deducted from stock in balance sheet. It will be also deducted from stock in balance sheet. So this become 2 minus. Done. Ho gaya. तो 435, 10, this become 13, this become 458, correct? Now we'll allocate this between parent and NCI, but the NCI is 40%, so parent is what, 60%, correct? This we don't require, huh? This allocation we don't require. This allocation we require 6 and 4, and this is how much? How much? 7.8 and 5.2. Then or that is not required. We want this only. Correct? Done. Now we need to also prepare SONA of what? SONA of S also. So 2 subsidiary, the 2 SONA. 5 subsidiary, the 5 SONA. 100 subsidiary, the 100. Correct? Understood? SONA of S. So once again same thing we'll do. Date of acquisition, date of consolidation, and post. In post there are 2 points, reserve and retain earning. Correct? Understood? So batao, can you give me equity share capital? Equity share capital how much? 400. 400 and 400. Then reserve, opening given how much? 80. Closing given how much? 100. And that is 20. 100 we are taking from balance sheet. And retain earning, opening given how much? 20. Closing they have given 50. Difference is 30. Once again, this become 500, 20, 30, and this become 550. Once again, there is no dividend, there is no need to add back. Correct? Understood. We'll apply plus minus time adjustment. This become 10, this become 15, this become 25. Same amount is coming. Oh my God. Understood? Understood? Correct. So this become 525, this become 10, this become 15, this remain 550. And for this, so we do not have URP also. So there is no fair value adjustment, there is no dividend adjustment, for this no URP also, nothing. Correct? Nothing now. Correct? So this become the answer. This will be allocated to parent and NCI as per 80 and 20%. So can you give me 80 and 20? This is 8, this is 2, this is how much? 12 and 3. Done. Complicated. What do you think complicated? This much also you'll do, so some marks you'll get. 2-3 marks to mil jayega. Every marks counts. That I am saying. There's nothing to leave any question. And I will say this is the super easy. You practice all question of SM now, and they give that question only. So standard is below average. Below average standard question they have given. Means no level of CA final. I will say old syllabus was more dangerous consolidation. Understood? यहाँ तो कुछ है ही नहीं. Now we'll prepare working note number 4. Calculation of what? Goodwill or gain on bargain purchase. Correct? Understood? Now this I am doing as per what? ICI. Not as per me. ठीक है ना? As per ICI. हाँ, if पसीना method होगा तो my answer and suggested answer will match. But fair value method, my answer and suggested answer will be different. Because they are following pasina method for fair value method. They are doing some wrong. उनको कौन समझा? You are doing wrong. Correct now. Abhi after so much protest also they are not understanding. So my letter, my email will what do? ठीक है ना? Correct? तो बताओ. So we are now finding out what? Goodwill or gain on bargain purchase. So for S Limited, SS Limited. तो बताओ, fair value of consideration paid. how much? For S Limited, how much? 340. Correct? This is given in the balance sheet investment. For SS Limited, how much? Batao. How much given? 280. Investment is coming how much? 280. Are bolna rahe? But in that 280, how much is the portion of P Limited? How much the portion? 80% is the portion. Because 80% in 80% holding they are not. P S S S. How much P purchase? 80%. How much S purchase? 75%. In this investment is what? 280. But this 280, if you are talking from P point, the P's represent is only 80% of this. 80% of this. So therefore you write down, this is actually wrong whatever I am saying. पूरा यही तो है ना. अबे ICI has done 80%, क्या करें बताओ. The 60% is also wrong. 80% is थोड़ा थोड़ा correct. But concept is wrong. पहले can I teach as per ICI? I already said I can't convince you. Convincing will require 3 hours. That I do in class. I convince in the class why suggested answer is wrong. But here I can't give 3 hours. So better what I will follow? Class. And I am going to upload the entire concept of chain holding in what? In YouTube, that you see if you want detail. But in exam what you will follow? Don't take a risk in this. Because they, after writing my mail also they are not correcting it. It means now it will be a serious case. It will be a serious case. So 80% of what? 280. How much? 224. So just try to understand this how much paid by S Limited? 280. So that INA of S represent 80% of parent company. So that net asset include investment. So in that investment 80% share is what? Of parent company na. So 80% therefore we have taken. Then plus fair value of NCI. Correct. So they have said fair value will be equal to face value. So what is the share capital of S? Share capital of S. So we are taking face value only. What is NCI in S? 20%. So 400 ka 20% how much? 80. For SS, what is the share capital? 320. What is the NCI in SS? So 40%. How much? 128. Ratlona. I can't explain in this small number of time. And I can't give 3 hours, 2 hours right now. Okay na? Okay na? This consolidation I take 13 class. How can I teach in one class? Can I teach? I can only explain to the extent you understand. Okay? So you can understand my emotions. 340 plus 80, how much? 420. This is 352. Less fair value of INA. The fair value of INA already calculated. But how much? On the date of acquisition. 525. 525. And there, what is the fair value of INA? 435. So 435. Understood. So what is goodwill? This is capital reserve. Gain how much? 105. This is also gain. Gain how much? 83. So how much total gain on bargain purchase? Total capital reserve how much? So capital reserve how much? 188. Understood. Means only you remember this. हो गया काम. 2 point you need to remember. However, whatever working I have done, that is super easy. 16 में 16 आएगा if you can retain that. Now we'll do NCI, other equity, calculation of other equity. So we have reserve, retain earning and NCI. So can you give me some first balance? Balance of reserve from balance sheet. Balance sheet 180. This is 160. And NCI will take as per last working note. So NCI total about 80 plus 128. How much? 80 plus 128. How much? 208. ठीक है. Plus post acquisition profit. तो बताओ. For reserve, तो we have S limited and SS limited. S limited, SS limited. So first, can you give me S limited? This will be transferred to reserve, this will be transferred to retain earning, and this will be transferred to NCI. NCI will be 2 plus 3. So 8, 12 and so 8, 12 and 5. Similarly, can you give me for SS limited? 6, 7.8 and 5.9.2. This is how much? This is how much? 180 plus 8 plus 6. 194. Yes. This is how much? 179.8. This is how much? 22.28. 22.2. ठीक है. With this, your balance sheet will not tally. Why? Because of this reason. Can you see you have taken 80%, 20% left? You have taken 80%, 20% left now. So 20% what institute has done deducted from NCI. Understood? So यहाँ पर minus we write down share of NCI in investment in SS limited. So it is 280 का 20%. How much? 56. How much is the answer? 194, 179.8, and this is what? 162. Now balance will tell you. But believe me, I can't explain you why they are 80%, why this. If you want to understand my concept, understand what I say to institute. Because I have read what 103 and they are doing as per AS. AS mein there was only Pasina method. Therefore we used to do in AS like this. But now India has given fair value method. वो भूल गए वो. They've forgotten that. Understood now? In fair value method, can you change the fair value? We are changing the fair value यहाँ पर. Understood? Are you able to understand? We can't change. They are 100% wrong, but I don't want to challenge ICI in this regard. For examination is concerned. Are you getting what I am saying? Point is my viewpoint. Sunna, everyone. If you want to learn thoda sa ki why this is wrong, just try to understand. With one point you will understand. But we are consolidating from P point of view to S point of view. P. My question to you, how much P has paid, everyone? You will understand how much P has paid to acquire control over SS. Bolo. Think and say, how much P has paid, how much P has paid to acquire control over SS? Acha, how much P has paid to acquire control over S? How much? 340. How much P has paid to acquire control over SS? How much? Huh? Bolo. Bolo. What you are saying? 2? 224? 280? Listen what I am saying. Please. Listen, think about the concept. I want answer from you. How? एक बार चुप ना रहिए. Don't calculate. Think. Nothing is written here. This is wrong. Think. You are chartered accountant. Think. We are doing consolidation from whose point of view? P. Now see P balance sheet. See whose balance sheet? P. But how much P has paid to acquire control over S? How much? 340. How much P has paid to acquire control over SS? Nothing. Zero. Zero. Means if you apply 103 on the date of acquisition, for P, the fair value of consideration paid is only 340. They paid 340, then automatically get control over what? Acha, what grandfather has done to acquire control over son? Has done something. But grandson has done something. Understood? Just try to understand. I'm just giving examples so that you can react. There's nothing to say something not to harm your sentiments, but just try to understand. Grandfather acquired control over son, but grandfather also acquired control over grandson without doing anything. Or to get control. So purchase consideration for grandfather is only what? For son. Are you able to understand? So it means it should be zero. Understood what was my fighting with ICI? They don't know. India's 103. They are doing solution. What can I do? I am chartered accountant. So I will think suggested answer. I will see India's 103. 103 says fair value of consideration paid to acquire control. Nothing has been paid. Nothing has been paid. So imaginary figure will give. This is 100% wrong. But I don't want to fight with ICA. Ha, Pasina method will do na. So automatically my answer and suggested answer will match. But in fair value method there is a fighting. This is fair value method. Means they have used this concept from AS20. They know AS21 in AS103 was new. They have applied that method only. And they forget कि भाई fair value है यहाँ पर. उनको कौन समझाए? But I don't want to challenge ICF from examination point of view. Correct? Already I have written a mail, but they are not responding to it. Means they are not understanding what I am saying. Correct? Understood. What can I do? I always ask my student to write a mail to ICI for this. They don't write only. I will ask you to also write a mail to ICI. This answer is wrong. You will not write. When everyone will write mail, then only it will be changed. Nah. But only I am writing. Other teachers are not writing. I have asked many teachers. तो बोला कि they said you are wrong. They said कि you are wrong. Suggested answer is correct. What can I do? उनको कौन समझाए? Understood? But I am correct or not? Am I correct? Now you can also feel it. Feel it. But I don't want to discuss on this. I discuss in classroom, but I will not discuss in this. Follow this. Chalega? Now I think balance sheet will tell you. Balance sheet plus. ठीक है? So chain holding I have done. So it means I have done all the concept for consolidation. But chapter is not over. Chapter has many other points. Chapter has associate, joint venture, and also have control definition. So I like to complete that also. I will continue today. Today I will finish. I will not give any break. Means only lunch break I will give for half an hour. Yes, yes, I will complete. Are only two? Are you'll understand, right? You'll understand. Only 2 hours I required. I will complete full with business combination. Means what I am saying. I will complete today entire thing. I require additional 2 hours of today. Are for 2 hours why you are keeping me here? Huh? 1 hour you take lunch break. I will teach up to 9:30. ठीक है? Means I will finish it today. I will finish it today. Entire thing finished. I require only what? 1 hour for consolidation, then business combination, the balance part. So I am doing all things you will understand. Understood अभी तक? ठीक है? You want lunch break at which time? Now. This is not lunch time. Now you take lunch. You will take it 1:30 na. 12:30. 1:30. 12:30 में कौन लंच खाता है? Don't take breakfast. You want at 12:30 to 1:30? चलो 12:30 to 1:30 will break. Then we'll come back and we'll wind up. ठीक है? Tomorrow no. अरे wind up कर देंगे. Tomorrow what class? After liquidation, how can we meet? Means I will complete today. I am saying. I will complete today everything. No shortcuts. I don't apply shortcuts. क्या shortcut करवा रहा हूँ? Nothing is shortcut for me. Correct? So what I have done up to chain holding I have done. Only what is left? Control definition and associate and joint venture. So I will teach associate fully from exam point. They have given 2-3 questions. If I will do that, you will understand. Means they have not given good question for associate and joint venture. Means I will give in writing, you will understand what need to be done. Okay? So can I continue? Yes. So let us come to control definition. Because I am expecting a question from control definition. I am expecting a question from control definition because that was given in May 19 attempt. Now, control. Meaning of control as per India's 110. Now, take it. One question has been given in last RTP for control only, whether this party control or not. So you need to understand each part, then only you can write down in exam. Okay. So meaning of control as per which India's 103 ki 110. Control definition has been given in 110. Okay. So an investor control investee if they have how many elements? 3 elements. 3 elements means the investor have power over investee. Investor have power over investee. Investor has exposure to or right to variable return from his investment with investee. So it means investor has exposure to or right to variable return of investee. Correct? And investor has ability to use that power. Power is there, but we do not have ability to use that power. It means we do not control. तो we should have ability to use that power. जैसे for example I say कि normally by birth my parent has what power over me, but after my marriage then it might happen that power gone. Power is there but no ability to use that power. Then also it means parent is now no control. Power is there but no ability to use that power. Means it is entirely based on substance, not based on legal documentation. Means even though I am holding 60%, it might happen I am not able to have use the ability to use that power. So sir, how we will understand that? For that some information has been given. First we need to understand what is the meaning of power. The power means what? Investor has an existing right. Investor has what? Existing right. Which gives current ability. Which gives current ability. What current ability? To direct the relevant activities of investee. Relevant activities. So what is the keyword? In exam, if you write down this, then only you will get marks. First, the three element. What are the three element? Power over investee, exposure to or अरे बोलो ना, exposure to or right to variable return and ability to use power. What is the meaning of power over investee? Investor has existing right which gives current ability to direct relevant activities of investee. So what is the meaning of relevant activities? Relevant activities means operating or financing activities that significantly affect the return of investee, the investee return, means return of investee, correct? Means any operating or financing activities which significantly affect the return of investee. If I have that power to exercise it, it means I have control. So what is the meaning of power? Power means what? Investor has existing right which gives current ability to direct relevant activities. So relevant activities, you understood, it means what? Operating or financing activities that significantly affect the investee's return, correct? Yes sir, we have understood. So sir, how we will understand कि we have a existing right on that? Means existing right to direct current to existing right which gives current ability to direct relevant activities. So what right? So there are two type of right. One is known as substantive right, one is known as protective right. Protective right is not considered to determine power. Means protective right is not considered. What is the meaning of protective right? Right given to protect the interest of investor. Right given to protect the interest of the investor. For example, bank has given loan. The bank is also one investor. Bank has given loan, so bank is an investor or not? Yes, because they are also entitled to interest from profit. The bank has given loan, so bank has given a right that you can appoint a non-executive director in our board of directors panel. And non-executive, your officer will check whether everything is correct or not. So this is only a protective right to protect the interest of what? To protect the interest of bank. But this is not substantive right. So only substantive right will be considered for the definition of power. Protective right will be considered. So any protective right should be ignored. So what is the meaning of substantive right? Substantive right means practical exercise the right. Substantive means what? Practical ability means legally no right, but practically we can apply the right. Understood? Legally no right, but practically we can apply the right. Practical ability to exercise the right. It may arise, may means it may or may not be. So I am just giving some, it may arise due to either if any investor has voting power of more than 50%. So if any investor has voting power of more than 50%, we say that it might give power, but not in all situations. Means we need to understand whether they have practical ability to exercise that right or not. But normally, if I am holding more than 50%, so my voting power is more than 50%, so I am capable of taking decision which should be which should be followed by every other one. Are you getting what I am saying? Correct. In other case, in other case, it may arise due to contractual agreement with other vote holder. I have given that example. A, B, C, D. A, B has done some contractual agreement. A will exercise the right. A will use the voting right. So with this contractual agreement with other vote holder, the right can be exercised. Correct. So it means we can get power over this also due to widely dispersed holding. That example also I have given. One person has having 40% shares, others are widely dispersed, public at large, and they will never come and participate in AGM. Even though I am holding 40%, it gives a practical ability to exercise the right, correct? And due to potential voting right means, suppose I am holding some option to purchase the shares. So I am holding some option to purchase the share. So due to potential of voting right, just try to understand. Just try to understand. Suppose I am holding 40% share. So right now, I do not have any right because I am not holding more than 50%. Correct now. But I am holding one option to buy another 40% shares. Option. So if that option is favorable, so I will exercise. If that option is favorable, so I will exercise. So in future, I will become holder of 80% shares. Bole yes or no? Are bolna re? So right now it is potential voting right. Potential voting right, you understood? Has a potential to become what? Equity shares. Correct? Understood? So option to buy 40%. Now just try to understand. AGM general meeting will be held yahan par. So we take decision on general meeting only. Correct? And I can exercise the option yahan par. I can exercise the option yahan par. So can I say I can exercise the option before meeting? So if I can exercise the option before meeting, so can I say I have a current ability to exercise the right in this meeting? Therefore, I have a power. So if I am holding some potential voting right, that also gives some power. But if I say in this way, this option will be exercised after this meeting, then it does not give any current ability. It does not give any current ability. Are you getting what I am saying? So due to potential voting power, I might have some power. This you understood? Yes, sir, we have understood. Okay? So power you understood. So when I am saying this situation, so this is known as, this is giving us de facto power. De facto power. Which power? De facto power. This word is very important from examination point of view. De facto power means existing right, practical ability without any legal right. So I do not have any legal right, but then also I have a practical ability to exercise the right. So we have got de facto power. De facto power. Whenever this situation arises, use this term in the solution. Entity has de facto power. De facto power. Understood? Yes, sir. Then balance is easy. Balance is easy. So then I have said exposure to or right to variable return. So of course, can I say investor must have exposure to the return of investor? If they are not exposed to that risk, means they are not what? They are not having any risk in investment. For example, I am a debenture holder, so I am getting fixed interest, no risk. So I am not exposed to variable return. If I am not exposed to variable return, it means I have no power. I do not have control. So we must have exposed to or right to variable return. Ability to use power. Ability to use power. So sometime what happens? We exercise the power. We have right as an agent. For example, when I was doing a related party, I have said we appointed one entity to provide their key managerial services. So I have appointed one entity which will provide key managerial services. So all decisions are taken by him, but on behalf of me. I have appointed, means they are getting one fixed remuneration, means they are acting on behalf of me, means they are agent. I am principal. So even though they are taking all decision, even though they are exercising all relevant activities, but they have no ability to use power, they are working on behalf of me. Therefore, they do not have power. I have power because I am principal to this agreement. So you need to find out who is agent, who is principal. So agent will have no power, principal will have what power? That you will understand. If you read my notes, you will understand. This is the meaning of control. This is the meaning of control. Correct? Now, joint arrangement. Ind AS 111. Joint arrangement means Ind AS 111. It is 5-minute discussion. Joint arrangement means what? Joint arrangement is an arrangement where two or more than two parties have joint control over another entity under contractual agreement. So there are two words: joint control and contractual agreement. Joint control and contractual agreement means if there is no contractual agreement, there is no joint arrangement. So there should be two elements. Means the joint arrangement will arise due to what? Contractual agreement and joint control. And joint control. Okay. Control once again is defined as per what? Ind AS 110. The good point of Ind AS is that they have defined one meaning at one place only. AS has defined control at many places. Therefore, a lot of confusion was there. What actually control means. Correct. Here control is defined as by Ind AS 110, but when that control is shared by two or more than two parties, then it becomes joint control. Then it becomes joint control. So can you say, whenever I am saying joint control, it means two elements: collective control and unanimous consent. Means two or more than two parties collectively control the entity and they have unanimous consent. They must have unanimous consent. Unanimous means undivided consent. Means if they agree at one point, that only will be decided. That will be only decided. Even though one party is having what? 20%. Suppose A, B, C, D. This is what? 40%, 20%, 20%, 20%. A, B, C. Now they jointly control as per contractual agreement. So unanimous consent is required. Even though C is having 20%, or it might happen if I say C is only 1%, then also C's consent is required for all the decision. Only one consent will be required. Arguing all parties need to consent for that, then it become what? Joint arrangement. Types of joint venture, there are two types of joint venture. One is joint operation, one is joint venture. Okay? Now, joint operation can be structured or can be unstructured. Can be unstructured. Okay? And joint venture will be always structured. So what is the meaning of structured, unstructured? When I am saying unstructured, means for that operation no separate legal entity is created. When I am saying structured, so a separate legal entity is created. For example, you have done joint venture chapter in CBT, whether for that separate legal entity was created. It means it was unstructured. Joint venture chapter याद करो. A, B started construction of road. Joint venture बनाओ. Joint venture account E याद है? So that was no separate legal entity was created for that venture, means that was unstructured. But can you say partnership is also one joint venture? But partnership is always what? Structured. Structure means a separate legal entity is created. For example, Messrs A and Associate, a separate entity is created. So partnership will be always structured. But partnership is also one joint venture. Two or more than two persons joining together and doing something with contractual agreement. Correct. Partnership is also an example of what? Joint venture only. Understood what I am saying? Correct. So whenever unstructured, it will be always joint operation. Doubt will come when it is a structured, ki whether it is joint operation ki joint venture. So rule is what? Just try to. Whether structured means they will have their own balance sheet. They will have their own balance sheet. Are you getting what I am saying? So suppose this is what one entity A, asset, liability. What Ind AS 111 says, if in this asset and liabilities the co-venturer means investor, co-venture means investor, has a specific right or a specific obligation, understood? Then it is joint operation in simple word. For example, we two meet together, form one structured entity. And what I have done, we said ki we'll teach CBT, chalo, CA foundation, chalo. So what I have done, I've introduced projector, I've introduced car, I've introduced many things, you introduce some asset. And I have a specific right on this, you have a specific right on this. Means can I say car, even though I introduce in the venture, car belong to me? Bole yes or no? It means this is joint operation. But if there is no specific right, no specific obligation or liability, no specific right on asset, that is joint venture. Understood? So what I am saying, joint operation, joint venture. So for joint operation, what they say, for joint venture, what they say, that we need to understand. For joint operation, what they say, ki in SFS, for this joint venture in separate financial statement, not in consolidated financial statement. What we write down? We write down asset and share of asset of this joint venture. Means belong to me. So I will write down full asset in my balance sheet. Suppose some asset is jointly held, so proportionate share of that asset I will write down in separate financial statement only. Similarly, liability and share of liability, expense and share of expense, income and share of income will be incorporated or recorded in separate financial statement. Means can I say it will be recorded in my books only because there is no need to record in the joint venture books. Correct? So all assets and liability will be incorporated in separate financial statement. And if it is already recorded in separate financial statement, can I say in CFS, no other adjustment is required? Normally in SFS we write down investment. But investment don't write down asset liability directly. If that asset belong to you entirely, write down 100% asset. If the asset belong proportionately, write down proportionate asset in separate financial statement. But in CFS, no adjustment required. But for joint venture, what they say, in SFS, write down investment as per Ind AS 27. That is cost method. And in CFS, write down investment as Ind AS 28, that is equity method. Only this much is given under Ind AS 111. What they have said for joint venture in SFS, what will come? Investment will come as per cost method, means as per Ind AS 27. And in CFS, investment will come, means will not consolidate assets and liability. Are we getting? Because we do not have any specific right, we do not control it. So can we incorporate? We cannot incorporate. We will incorporate only when we control it. Are you able to understand? So no consolidation will be done. Investment will come, but as per equity method. So only I need to explain what is the equity method. But as per which Ind AS? As per Ind AS 28. And associate is also accounted as per Ind AS 28. So joint venture and associate rules is same as per Ind AS 28. That will do after your lunch break. Correct? So we are meeting after